Welcome to a game between lostconnector here in blue, dark blue, with an engineer commander and a spider factory. And here we have 123vtemp with the tank founder and the commander, the strike commander. And down here we have wildemind with a engineer commander and spider factory. And up here we have Tarkin with a recon commander, and he's going to put his factory up here. And Tarkin wondered how he would what he did wrong in this game. And the first thing about this map is he went aggressively with his commander, which in a 2v2 I'm not sure I would recommend. If you do something like this and wanna rush up to this cliff and build stuff, you gotta make sure at least your ally is with you on that. And you barely communicated with him, so yeah, that's something you should have communicated. You said, please let me grow. It's just evil. So yeah, you haven't even communicated to wildemind, I guess, unless you're on voice chat, that you were planning to go up here. Like, for example, what does wildemind do? He builds two Venoms right off the bat, which, yeah, it's a kind of offensive. Really, he wants to build at least one con on this map and expand first, especially since you are going forward. So already you are kind of behind in eco. Yeah, the enemy has... Yeah, it's kind of similar now, but yeah, you only built 1 mex, your ally built 3 mexes. Lostconnector has built 4 mexes, and yeah, a metal extractor there. So yeah, and you're starting with pyro, so yeah, you're basically going full offensive. And pyros can be good surprise enemy. You might be able to get a factor and so with the pyro, and yeah, so surprise unit, pyro is really good. And you jump on top of some fleas here. So yeah, that's nice. 123vtemp is also being kind of offensive, but he made a con pretty early still. While wildemind, yeah, he defended against the Kodach there, but yeah, he still hasn't made a con. So yeah, your expansion is real slow, so you will have to make up with your pyros. Let's see if you can do that. So yeah. It's important to keep your pyros alive here and try to avoid taking damage. Running into commander can be really bad, as the pyro will easily die against a commander without doing much. Also, running into lotus turret is kind of iffy. Like, if you don't react immediately, the pyro will die. But if you react appropriately, you can jump in and kill it. Here, the enemy redback is kind of out of position. Like you can see here, there's a venom being built here. You would have been able to go in there and get the venom before it was finished and kill the factory. So, I mean, I think it's a risk you should at least try. You should at least try to check out. Like, pyros they have decent line of sight, so you should be able to go in and scout if they have like redbacks or if they have a lotus turret. And if they have a lotus turret, you probably don't want to engage. It's very risky to engage against a lotus turret if there's any backup. Instead, you lose 2 pyros here, just trying to harass this position and getting this venom. And you're trying to get this factory here. I'm not sure if you would do more damage if you went a bit further. Yeah, pyros have a tendency to multi-hit, and ogres have a really good ability to shoot over factories, over stuff. So yeah, you're not really able to hide the factory against an ogre. So yeah, your first 3 pyros failed quite a bit. So yeah, you could have gotten this factory if you had the lucky timing. You could probably have gotten this factory as well. So yeah, it's a missed opportunity to at least not scout out this factory. Meanwhile, your wildemind got raided by some Kodachis here. And yeah, you're down to very few mexes. At least you're expanding in this area and you get this super mex here. But yeah, the enemy also got the super mex for free, and wildemind expanded to this super mex. Like, expanding to this super mex in a 2v2 is barely worth it. It's just worth 2 mexes. It's not something you wanna like focus on in a 2v2. Meanwhile, you get his factory, which is nice. I mean, it slows down 123vtemp. So yeah, he still just has one weather off. That's really slow expansion as well. He's not. He should could have been. Oh, I got 2 weathers. I guess that's decent. But yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be able to do some raiding there. So we look at metal produced here and metal use. You can see you're far behind, but at least you killed some value, so you're not completely very far behind. Meanwhile, you're getting in some good raiding here. So yeah, now it's just a question if you can keep raiding and keep this up. You're going for early Firewalk against spiders. That's a pretty good choice. You just need to be scared about widows, but everything else kind of dies to the Firewalker. So yeah, a Firewalker kinda almost counterholds spider factor if you can keep it alive. So let's see how you manage that. Meanwhile, yeah, wildemind, he's still expanding really slow. He has 1 con, that's not enough. He hasn't retaken his max there. Wildemind, he's not really... Yeah, you're not communicating with him either, so you should tell him to expand more. Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, you're trying to hold on. Yeah, this is a small army. You have your commander, you have a pyro placeholder. Yeah, it's hard to break this with spiders. Meanwhile, wildemind is doing decently here. Yeah, since 123vtemp hasn't really got any resources, any base building, and he's being kind of risky with his commander here. I think he might be losing connection. Yeah, he might be losing connection here. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's just a question if you can keep the Firewalker alive, which, considering the enemy hasn't built a spy, it should be pretty easy. Meanwhile, wildemind is doing pretty well. He's like, yeah, stunning commander, getting it with a Venom and Redbacks. That's nice. But yeah, he's still not expanding behind this. So yeah, if you go for a fast start like this and your opponent isn't expanding, yeah, you're gonna be far behind in eco and your slower expansions, so yeah. Meanwhile, do you have enough energy for a scuttle? Probably, yeah. You don't. Your team doesn't have a lot of income, so maybe not. wildemind is doing decently, trying to take down these units. Why is he building a high hill here? Not sure. For a crepe? He has a crepe coming, so yeah. Do you keep your pirates on auto retreat? It could be a good idea if it's the retreat zone up here. You don't have any build power to help them rebuild those, so not too easy. And you get a commander. That's nice. No, you don't. What? That wasn't close enough. Okay. You could get it with a pyro. Yeah, you get it with a pyro, so at least you get it. Finally, wildemind is expanding behind this. Crepe is... oh, we missed making 2 crepes. Probably a bit excessive to build 2 crepes at once. Yeah, you still don't have any build power here, and your team is down to 21 income. And yeah, at least you're making a lot of like value, killing stuff. Like your Firewalk is hard contest, and it makes it forces the enemy to spread out, and then you're basically killing all this army, not for free, but pretty cheaply. And wildemind is doing well, stunning stuff, and he's expanding. So, not expanding. He's doing badly expanding, but he's at least keeping his army alive and killing some mexes here. So at this point, yeah, you kind of almost broke even. Like you were killing a lot of value for the enemy. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Wildemind is doing pretty well, keeping his armor alive, but yeah, it's not expanding, so you're losing eco behind this. Getting this rating is good. Enemy gets, you lose a pirate against a crab. Yeah. Can you reach? You can maybe reach up the hill. It's kind of iffy. It's a pretty high hill. Jax can take it out probably. Yeah, Yaks can jump up there and kill it. Like, if you get 2 Yaks, that should be pretty safe. It could be a bit iffy if the crab goes down the hill again. Then it can be hard to get, but you can hit with Firewalkers, so Yak is definitely the right choice. Alternative, if you had the time, you could also go for a Juggernaut, which is a bit trickier since you're low on economy. Yeah. So yeah, getting pushed by 2 Craves here, yeah, it's kind of hard for you with just a Firewalker, but getting the Yak out could probably save you. Meanwhile, wildemind, you could have raided up here with his army. Yeah, you cleared out most mexes, but you still leave some behind. A bit sloppy. Oh, and look how slowly wildemind is expanding. He was raided by the fleet, but not much else, so yeah. I'm not sure you can blame wildemind for losing this game, but you also haven't communicated that he needs to expand more. Oh, when you lose your commander, that's pretty bad. Yeah, you jumped out too late. You're getting 1 crave, but that's all you're getting. And then you lose your base. Your little expansion here. Yeah, why do this in a 2v2 is a good question. 3v3 maybe, 2v2 if your ally is really just gonna go eco, maybe. Still you're gonna sacrifice a lot of expansion like here for rushing this place. So yeah, at this point the enemy is bouncing back, you lose a lot of value. Yeah. You get a calm from your ally, that's nice of him. Yeah. So we'll look at metal use here. Yeah, the enemy team has basically, yeah, they accessed a bit of metal, but yeah, it's not much in the whole scheme of things. You kept up pretty well by killing all the value, and wildemind did pretty well as well, so yeah. But now the game evens out, and what are you gonna do? You need to expand more quickly. Yeah, it would have been nice of wildemind to give you a plate or another, I think. Yeah, if wildemind would have run down here behind the cliff, then he would have saved his widow, so yeah. It's something you can quite often do, you can run behind cover after you stun something. So yeah. Wildemind is still doing pretty well, keeping his armor alive. Could probably kill this expansion, would have been worth to sacrifice the army, considering how little expansion lostconnector has behind this. And he's only 1 player, I think, yeah. 123vtemp lost his connection, so yeah. Lostconnector is still a bit stressed, I think. Yeah. Huh. Funny your Firewalker survived. Yeah, lostconnector is finally getting some more expansion up, and you're almost equalizing the economy for the moment. And what you build? You build cons and... yeah, cons and... yeah, you need more expansions, so that's good. So, what would you do next? Yeah, expanding, taking all this area. Glaives are decent against spiders. You can also go for air. Air is pretty good against spiders, but yeah, you would need that extra expansion. If you had gotten a plate though, you could have done that. But yeah, getting the factory more forward is also nice. Making it easy to expand and build an army. Almost survived. Wildemind still hasn't grabbed these mexes, so yeah. This is a lot of recluses. Yeah, glaives should counter that pretty well if you just make glaives. If you know there is no venoms nearby. I guess there are venoms. If they reinforce this, it should be pretty good. Oh, that's a decent flank by Wildemind. Yeah, then if you flank, if the skirmishers are not being taken care of and you get a good position like that, yeah, they're not gonna skirmish properly, like from two directions. So yeah, you might be able to pincer them and get them like that. So this is pretty good by Wildemind, and now he retreats wisely. You can also try to confuse the enemy with fleas, like getting a flea. Yeah, getting fleas against recluse is also really good. So yeah, getting a flea flank is also pretty good. Is this enough glaives? It's gonna be maybe just enough glaives, but this amount of recluses still hurts quite a bit. But yeah, you made cost there. Now it's open to raid again, so that's nice. Economy is almost equalized, whereas the yeah, if you see here, the metal income here is almost equalized. So yeah, even though you can see that killing those recluses is making the game more even again. So yeah, you're almost making it back into this game. Thanks to slow expansion from Tarkin and yeah. Yeah, against spiders, yeah. Ronins are actually pretty good against spiders now, because as long as they don't have a lot of recluses, which takes forever to build up and move across the map, yeah, Ronins are gonna counter most of the spider factor. You can even, like, if you surround the crab with Ronins, you can even kill a crab with it if it's on low ground like this. Should you let the enemy go forward like this? You could probably try to kill these Hermes with the glaives right now, trying to make the Romans skirmish a bit more. Yeah. Not sure why you're building imps. Trying to. I mean, if the hermits are bunched up, yeah, you can stun them, but it needs to be pretty bunched up for that to be worth it. So yeah, let's see how he manages this. We're getting some rating back here, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, so stunning one hermit, not really worth it. Yeah. I mean, if you can surround the crab like this, you can even kill it with glaives. You just spread them out like this. Yeah, it's pretty easy. The crab is a slow thing, it takes a long time to move across the map. Yeah. And you get this army, no problem. So that's kind of the strength of Cloak is on a big map like this. You can like spam glaives and Ronins and get out across the map quickly, and yeah, the spider player is gonna struggle to deal with that. Sadly now though, you can see here that Wildemind is being kind of passive, building defenses. Wildemind has a pretty big army here. Yeah. So yeah, that army could be up here, killing mexes, preventing the enemy from expanding here. So yeah, this is a bit bad for you right now. Meanwhile, you're trying to take this area back, like, yeah. So yeah, if we look at, yeah, you're still pretty even here. metal income, yeah, the enemy is starting to get ahead again. Because, yeah, you kinda wildemind is not using his army. And yeah, you don't have this area under control. So yeah. At least you killed the army here. And 123vtemp chooses to go for airplane plants at this position, kind of forward. Is there much point? I mean, you can make it in your base and make a what do you call it? You can make a air pad in the closer to center. It's a pretty good idea to make an air pad closer to center so that your bombers have short time trying to what do you call it? Rearm and stuff like that. So yeah. Building the factory forward, and wildemind struggling a bit to keep up with his with raiding on both sides. So yeah, we'll see how he deals with his few units that comes across. And I guess 123vtemp is back again. Yeah, and now this army is, yeah, the enemy has built up a large army here, so it's probably not going to be able to do much here. Not sure why he choose to go this far forward with it, but yeah. And getting a pretty good shot in there. Like if you're this Spartan shop, it's definitely worth it to kill the hermits, and you also get the recluses. Like recluses almost go down in one volley. It depends. If you get some stacked bombs on them in the middle, then yeah, you could get a recluse in one volley. But usually it's 2 volleys with Phoenix. So yeah, now wildemind is struggling to keep up with this army, just redbacks walking in. And yeah, if your Ronins had been in a better position, they could have prevented redbacks from pushing in as easily. Like technically, hermits should kind of counter redbacks, as they are a bit faster even. So if you put them on fight move and attack move, they should skirmish the redbacks decently well. Although if they're trying to chase the redbacks, they're probably gonna run into range of the redbacks. But yeah. Yeah, now the enemy got their metal income up again, and you're kind of failing to get your metal income up and running. Yeah, your reconquest of this area was kind of slow. And now the phoenixes are kind of countering your army. Yeah, phoenixes are good both against spiders and cloaky bots. So yeah, you're gonna struggle with that. And yeah, now that the phoenixes can go forward and melt your concentrated army, your Ronins are gonna struggle to do anything against recluse and redbacks. So yeah, what you should probably have reacted faster when you saw the airplane plant, but you're reacting with raptors. And yeah, it's kind of hard to get the phoenixes. They have pretty much health, and raptors don't deal DPS that fast, and you're gonna go above the redbacks and stuff. I think redbacks should be able to shoot straight up, if I remember correctly. So yeah, flying above redbacks is pretty bad for the health of your raptors and swifts. And when my value killed here, you can see that it's been pretty even now for a while. Yeah, they're keeping up with you, and that's not good for you since you have much smaller income now. Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to chase down phoenixes if the enemy has some units that can fire up or just make some AA. Yeah. Having some Phoenix of your own is pretty good if the enemy goes for recluses. It's always hard to protect the front line against a quick Phoenix, and if you have some AA behind it, yeah, it's hard to chase down the Phoenixes as well. That's a big army. Wildemind is getting some raiding in. Yeah, and as Galamash said, yeah, you were giving up your whole eco, but you can see at the total value you almost managed to get back into the game at several points here in the game. So, yeah. So probably also partially due to 123vtemp getting like out of game, but yeah, at this point you were pretty even in metal income and total value here, so you could have gotten back into the game with that very good attrition when they were trying to rush you down with spiders on the hill, and you had that unit out, and the 123vtemp got this lost connection, and he had struggled to keep up with the expansion area. But yeah, you really want to tell your ally that you're gonna be aggressive, because Wildemind was really slow with his expansion, and yeah, he should have been. I don't like the strategy you went for, going that far forward, but yeah, you need to talk with your ally as well and ask them to at least try to make up for it if you want to be that aggressive. But yeah, as you can see here, both you and Wildemind was doing pretty well in value killed. Yeah, Wildemind was doing, yeah, he was a bit passive at times, but still, he didn't lose much value, and he still killed quite a bit of value. It wasn't, yeah, due to the economy, they were still ahead of army in most of the time, but yeah, you still had similar army value. So yeah, talk with your ally, consider if this is an eco map. This is an eco map in a 2v2, definitely an eco map. At least get your ally. If it's a 2v3, if it's a 3v3, yeah, one player could probably go up there and two players can eco. Decent. 4v4, sure. No problem. Getting some forward momentum can be nice in this map. Getting an enemy out of this position is kind of hard. And if you get support by air and stuff like that, yeah, it works in a large team game. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend in a 2v2. So those are my tips to you. Good luck and have fun.